Hello everyone! In this lesson, we'll learn how to create animations with more than 2 stages. So let's jump right in. Here is the code from the previous lesson. If you take a look at the keywords we're using here, you can see we have from and to. And this means that the element will change from this first stage to this final stage over a specific duration, which, in our case, is 3 seconds. Now, what if we want to add more changes and more stages? For example, instead of making the element move horizontally from the first position to the second one, what if we want it to move from the first position to a second one and then to a third one? So we would have 3 stages. Well, we can do this easily by using the percentage method instead of the keywords from and to. So what we can do here is we can remove this from keyword and add 0% instead. So this 0% means the starting point of the animation duration. Then I will remove this to and add 100%. And this means at 100% of the animation duration, or 3 seconds. So what I'm doing here is I'm just saying that at 0% of the animation duration, meaning the point I want the animation to start at, I want to add this transform, which will actually change nothing for the element. So the element will start from where it originally was on our page. And then at 100% of the animation duration time, meaning at the end of second 3, I want the element to be at this position. So during these 3 seconds, the element will move from the first position to the second position. And nothing should change from the previous lesson. So I will go to the browser and reload. And you can see the div is moving from its original position to its new position over 3 seconds, just like we did in the previous lesson. Let's go back to our CSS. Now, this is still 2 stages. We want more stages than that. We can do that easily using the percentages method because it gives us many choices from 0% to 100%. So, for example, if I go right here and change this 100% to 50%, and then below that add 100%, then transform, translate, 1000 pixels on the x-axis, and then let's say 500 pixels towards the bottom. So now we have 3 stages, the first stage, the second stage, and the third stage. So what will happen is from 0% to 50% of the animation duration, meaning from the beginning to the midpoint of the animation duration, or during the first 1.5 seconds of the full 3 seconds, the element's position should change from its original position horizontally to this second position. And then in the remaining 1.5 seconds, the element will change from this position to this new position, which is 1000 pixels to the right and 500 pixels toward the bottom of the page from its original position. So when I go to the browser and refresh, you can see the element is moving from its original place to a point 1000 pixels to the right during the first 1.5 seconds, and then moves to a new position, which is still 1000 pixels to the right and 500 pixels toward the bottom during the second 1.5 seconds, and then, after that, returns to its original position once the animation duration is finished. Now, we can make the change duration different for each stage. For example, if I change this 50% to just 10%, in this situation, the first stage will happen much faster because it will happen over a period of only 10% of the 3 seconds, while the second stage will happen slower because it will happen from 10% to 100%, meaning over a period of 90% of the 3 seconds. So let's go to the browser and see what that looks like. You can see the first stage is happening much faster now, while the second one is happening slower. So, this is it for this lesson, everybody. If you have any questions about it, just leave it in the Q&A section and I will do my best to help. See you in the next lesson.